Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 9 of this NHL 25 Nashville Predators franchise mode here on my channel. Today we're going to be getting into the 2028 Stanley Cup playoffs. But before we jump into this one, if you enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, by responding to the comment, you will get featured like these people. Let's get into it. So guys, in the last episode, I left you with the comment of saying spoilers. So respond to this comment at the end of the video. One, with the way the regular season went, what is the game plan for this offseason? 2, who gets the next letter once Forsberg or Stamkos retires or leaves this team? And 3, who do you think will be the best performer for this team in the postseason? Let me know to get featured. So Braden Cream responded saying, I think you draft some more steals and build around the young core with a few more veterans, especially on defense. And then he said 2, I think Schaefer or Dupont should get the C. So that's over Forsberg, interestingly enough. But yeah, okay. And then 3, he said, I think the best performer will be Alexis, Joseph, and Landon Dupont. Dupont's already 90 overall, and Joseph is still growing pretty well. Good predictions there. We'll see who's right. And that'll get featured, of course, at the end. But the second comment here came from Caleb Taylor saying, 1, time to build around the young core. You need to win a cup before you start shelling out the big deals, or you probably won't be able to pay all of them. Or he just said, you probably won't be able to pay all of them. 2, he said, I think you should give the C to Schaefer as he's the first draft pick of the series, and Dupont gets the A. And then he said 3, hopefully Forsberg being a vet is the top scorer. Hopefully Forsberg because of being a vet and he's the top scorer in the regular season. Rixie Tanguay said for the offseason you should build around the young core, just like pretty much everybody else, which is awesome. He said, I think you should give Ruedel the C and Dupont the A, so that's an interesting one. And then he said best performer is Forsberg. This guy is insane. And then Real Divinity said 1, keep rolling with the team. 2, young captaincy ahead, ? And 3, best performer will be Forsberg. So Forsberg seems to be the favorite prediction, but it seems like Dupont or Alexis Joseph as well could be fun. And then, yeah, either Schaefer, Dupont, or Ruedel are our kind of 3 guys there that we're looking at for the next captaincy after either Josi or not Josi, after either Forsberg or Stamkos is done with this team. But yeah, let's take one more peek at our lineup as to how it's currently shaping up and playing. Really, this team is just a powerhouse of a team. We have a very, very solid group here. Good depth throughout the forward lines. Like, really, I think this forward lineup can do some serious damage to other teams. On the defensive end, we are also looking solid. We're not, crazy good yet. We're getting there. But between these two, we're going to have the top pairing in the league here pretty quickly. These guys are they're big, they're skilled, they're quick, they're defensively sound, all of these things. And then we've got another guy like Jorgen Karlsson there playing the second pairing, which is crazy. We have some depth there in the reserves, and then, of course, with Ravensburgen as our starter here, 33 wins, 911 save percentage, and 6 shutouts. He's looking really sturdy, too, for what we are looking for from this team. So, without further ado, let's get into the first playoff matchup of this series, going against the Dallas Stars, who have gone 2-4-4 in their last 10, coming into the playoffs. Meanwhile, we went 6-3-1. So while we aren't necessarily the favorites, there is a good chance that we could do well here. And today, guys, we are going to be using a broadcast sim and coach style approach and view for the series. If you guys think I should be playing games or anything else, leave that in the comments below too. That'll be part of the actual comment question I leave for you guys to kind of vote on as to what should we be doing for this series. Because again, not a lot of creators actually play the games. Most of them just sit back and commentate, which is probably what we're going to do. But let's get into it. So game 1 against Dallas here. Here we go. First period, 0-0 game. We get outshot 15-8. Second period, it's a 4-3 game as we see 7 goals go in the net. As Ben Hintz and I always mess up his name. Bischel. Sorry, that's how you say it. Lionel Bischel. I think I might have that wrong. And then this Katzen guy all managed to score. Looks like we actually pulled Ravensburg after those 3. That was, again, 3 goals in 6 minutes. It's not really good enough. But Stamkos, Riley, and Belchetz also managed to get goals. So let's head into the third, see if this power play can convert. It does not, but we're getting close, keeping the shots pretty tight here. So hopefully we'll get another goal soon. And as we hit the halfway mark, Dallas still maintains that 1-goal lead. They're starting to get a few more shots, but we're starting to push back a little more, get some more chances too. Anything happening? Oh, yeah, 5-3 Wyatt Johnston gets the empty netter. So we'll lose game 1 to the Dallas Stars. That's just a young teams kind of game. Like, we don't really have the playoff experience there yet. Only really, Filip Forsberg. Stamkos with 2 points, though. I'm surprised nobody picked Stamkos as a playoff performer because, again, he's won a couple cups. So that's something to keep an eye and consideration on. And I do just need to stop up as soon as this game's done and take note of all of the AHL stats here. All right, into game number 2 here. Let's see what this team is capable of as far as responding to a loss goes. First period of game 2, it is a Miro Heiskanen goal for a 1-0 Dallas lead. We outshoot them 13-10, though. Second period, 5-1. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, well, at least Dallas is on home ice, so there's not really a lot for us to worry about yet, but 4 goals against in that short amount of time. Ravensburgen's proving that he's not a playoff performer right now, which is not great, but then again, small sample size, and Chatfield scores our one and only goal. We're going to have to just start pouring it on if we're going to not be down 2-0, but we're probably going to be down 2-0 here, so starting to get some shots, but really, it's a little too late here. You give up 4 unanswered goals, and you're asking to lose a game. Dallas power play does not convert, which is okay because they already have enough goals, but make it 6 because Jason Robertson is a power play specialist. We lose game 2, 6-1. So this Dallas team is just kind of steamrolling over us. Maverick Bjorck has a huge night, and their goalie, Gerasimyuk puts a .964 save percentage on the board, so yeah, not entirely sure what to do with that. A 7.74 goals against average for Ravensburg. That is not going to fly. So we might be starting Annunen in the next game, if I'm being honest. That's just yikes. Playoffs here against Dallas, where things are not going super well off the first 2 games. We've given up a monstrous amount of goals, and the defense just simply needs to lock it down a little bit better. We cannot give up 11 goals in 2 games. That's just not gonna cut it. So we'll jump into game 3 here, see how this one goes. And first period, we finally get a lead off a shorthanded Fedor Svechkov goal. We get outshot 12-8 though. Second period, 2-0 as Steven Stamkos is able to find the twine, as he has done so many times in his career. And as we hit the third period here, we're maintaining that 2-goal lead currently. See if we can extend it or maybe just hold on to what we got, as Bon Jovi would say. But yeah, absolutely much tighter, better game here on home ice. It's kind of more what I was expecting from this team. Power play doesn't convert for Dallas, and we will win game 3 2-0 with quite a handy finish there of not allowing anything to happen in the third period. Your first star is Joshua Ravensburg with the shutout, as he responds extremely well from that poor play away in Dallas. All right, so he's brought his goals against average right back down. It's a little bit better. Back up over a 900 save percentage, which is good. And it looks like Jake Ottinger's back, so maybe we'll be able to light him up in game 4 here. But first period, make it a 1-1 game as Stamkos and Jamie Benn, 2 of your most longest tenured players in this series, scoring goals. Very tight on shots, 14-13 after the first. Second period, it is a 3-1 Dallas lead as 2 more power play goals go in. And we just have to stop taking penalties. That is just as simple as it is. We cannot constantly be giving these guys chances. And hey, Nick Waugh scoring shorthanded to potentially keep us in this series. We will take it. And as we continue on, down to the halfway mark of the third, still down by a goal. Let's see if anybody can create a chance. Power play Nashville doesn't go. Come on, boys, you're so close. And instead we give up a goal to Esa Lindell with a minute and a half left, and that will do us in. And empty netter for Bjorck. And somebody's got to take care of Maverick Bjorck because he seems to be the only guy really scoring on Dallas here. He's got to be leading this series by a whopping like 6-point difference or something like that. Like he's got to be so far ahead of the next guy. Okay, it might only be 3 points, but still. Maverick Bjorck is just going off right now. He probably leads all skaters in playoff points. Somehow Ruedl's got 5 assists. Playing with Stamkos seems to be helping his passing game quite a bit. But yeah, Bjorck is tied with McKenna at 2 points per game. Like, jeez. That's crazy. Like, Bjorck's a 30th overall pick. We should probably be able to shut him down a little bit better than that, but maybe not. Like, again, this team's young. I'm not really surprised we're down 3-1 in this series, but we need something to go right here because this team just has not been able to put it together, really. So, 5 goals. Jeez, 5 goals for McKenna. That's just crazy. Ruedl's on that top 10 list in assists currently, but yeah, not looking great there. So we'll head into game number 5. This is our first elimination game, so we might jump in and commentate the third period. We'll see how it goes. But first period, make it a 1-0 lead off a Matthew Wood goal. We outshoot them 11-7 in the first. Second period, still a 1-0 game. So unless we get this thing tied up, then we're not going to jump in. But Dallas on the power play, and go figure, they tie it up. So I will toss the earbuds in, and we will get commentating here. And I am going to take my face cam off of the screen for this one. Here we are, game 5, facing elimination in Dallas. The Stars up 3-1 in this series, 1-1 game. Ran Riemsdyk into the middle. O'Brien, glove saved there by Ravensburgen. And off the draw, this is going to go back. Stastny wins it over to Barron. Now Justin Barron bodied off the puck by Hintz there, and it goes back to Stastny. Stastny looked like he got hooked maybe, but he did not. Now Belchetz sends it across, and the Predators finally break out. Now Stastny skating it up the middle. He's getting harassed here by Robertson. Centering pass doesn't quite go. Now Stastny picks it back up, finds Barron. Barron almost turns it over, but Forsberg got it back. Shot deflected, kicks out into traffic, and goes the other way with Stankoven. Now Logan Stankoven trying to skate away from Forsberg. He finds Hintz over to Robertson. Jason Robertson shoots, save. What a good stop by Ravensburgen. Nicholas Waugh looking for a pass. He rims it back around into Riley. Out in front, great save. Kamel absolutely robbed by Jermasiuk. Over in front, another save on Riley. Oh my goodness, what a goaltending performance here by Jermasiuk. This has been a pretty clean game so far. Some pretty big body checks, but also some very hard plays along the boards. And down to 1:50 left, this can go either way. Off of the draw, it's going to be tied up. It goes right into the slot. Van Riemsdyk, glove save, Ravensburgen. Again, flashing the leather for a second consecutive shot. This one is going to go back to Heiskanen. Shot off the post. It doesn't go. It rung metal, but did not go into the net. Now, over to Chatfield. Jalen Chatfield doesn't get the shot through. Why are we not shooting the puck? Oh, and Heiskanen will get an interference penalty here with 9 seconds left. So likely going to start the overtime here. But an interesting call with very little time left. I think it was behind the play. And the coach is not happy about that one. As again, Forsberg driving to the net and just a shove to get him out of the way. That does get called there. Usually interference isn't called in the playoffs, but that one was blatant enough on a star player. So we will head to overtime. Nashville to start on the power play, and we'll see if the Predators can get something going. But man, oh man, what a save that was. A potential game-saving stop on Joakim Kamel. But then again, the shot the other way there by Heiskanen, ringing iron without finding the net. So there's your stats after 60 minutes. A very tight game. Some crazy good saves by both goalies. And we head to the third. Or we head to overtime, sorry. So overtime could go as long as possible. But with the power play, we'll see what happens here. Now Stamkos going the other way. Steven Stamkos looking for a play. He's tripped up, and it'll be 5-on-3 here for what will be 37 seconds as Jacob Middleton takes another unforced penalty, really. Just poor stick positioning there. And this could decide the game as the Stars fans begin to boo. Now off of the draw, Joseph wins it back over to Forsberg. He can't get a shot away. Now Evangelista finds Schaefer, over to Joseph, back to Belchetz, back to Schaefer. Now Forsberg in tight, can't quite tuck it away, and this one's flipped out of the zone. Schaefer finds Evangelista, and he will turn up and go up ice. Now Belchetz looking to push the pace of play, shoots, what up, saved by Gerasimchuk. So no real high-quality shots here yet. Nothing's really been super high danger, but on a 5-on-3, you expect to see a little more of that. Now, off of the draw, this one's going to be tied up, and it goes to Joseph, over to Forsberg, back to Schaefer, goes around the back of the net. Now, Belchetz out in front to Schaefer, over to Joseph. Joseph walks in and scores! Off the post, Alexis Joseph keeps this series alive. What a goal, but on the power play, he finds the space, and he tucks it past the pad of Gerasimchuk to keep this series alive. What a gutsy win by the Nashville Predators, making some big saves at the right time. Joshua Ravensburg, an outstanding performance. And then at the end here, just a good finish and tuck. The shot off the post, that one was close. And here is the goal. Joseph walking right to the middle. Johnston caught flat-footed, and he tucks it off the post and in to win this game 2-1. What a game it was. That absolutely entertaining all around. And let's take a look at the performances here, as the goaltenders were really the story in this game. A 967 for Ravensburg, and I'm going to have to assume it's a 960 for 944 for Gerasimchuk. But man, oh man, the goalies really stole the show this game. So as this series continues on, the Stars look to finish it off while the Predators look to stay alive. And as we head into this next game, we're not playing this next game. I got to turn my face cam back on just for a moment here. But we will head into game number 6 now, as the Predators have managed to win 2 games and they look to win a third. First period, it is a 2-2 game as Kolyachnik opens the scoring, Belchetz ties it, Bjorck gets the lead back, and then Belchetz responds again. What a game from Ethan Belchetz so far. 15 shots, only 2 goals for the Preds. Meanwhile, 6 shots result in 2 goals for the Stars. Second period, 3-3 game as Van Riemsdyk and Joseph have both managed to score here. But we will jump in yet again. And I realize my face cam was off for that entire thing now, but that is okay. And we will jump in as the coach again. Not playing any of these games, just coaching. But let's get into it. Now Ruedel kicks it up, and it is a foot race here. It's going to be won by Dallas. And now Stamkos trying to turn it over. He does. Matt Schaefer can't get through the one guy, though. Ooh, good body check, shoulder check there by Stamkos. Centering pass doesn't quite go. He picks it back up, finds Ruedel, and Ruedel scores! Steven Ruedel off of the post and in. The quick slot turnover as Stamkos is able to find it. Pokes it off of the stick, finds Ruedel wide open for a split second in the slot, and he rips it past Gerasimchuk there to create a 4-3 game. Gerasimchuk read high glove, Ruedel went low glove. And by the looks of it, the Stars have called a timeout here, as they are trying to get momentum back, keep this game in reach, and we'll see what happens next. Now a hit there by number 60. I don't know who that is. Now over. Cunnin scores off of the low pad and in on what looked like a fairly well-covered transition play. But Luke Cunnin just able to find that open space and is able to tuck it off of one shot, off of the stick of Ravensburg. And as he thought he had it covered, and just honestly a pretty weak goal to go in. That's a high slot shot with pressure on. But Ravensburg just does not react properly, and this game is tied. We see a tied 4-4 game heading into overtime for the second game in a row. And this one is not over by any means. A very tight game again, very similar stats from both teams, but just more power plays there for the Stars. Wow, gonna win it back to Dupont. His shot redirects, stays out of the net somehow. Now, Riley trying to tuck it in, and he can't do it. How did that one stay out? We are gonna need a replay on that chance. That was a fabulous opportunity. And we're not gonna get one. Okay, why not show the chance that just went off the post, ricocheted, and somehow didn't go in? This one was Such a dangerous play. Dupont just getting that quick little snapshot through traffic. Didn't really direct much, but Kamel with the tip goes wide, off of the post again, sits, hits the goalie, and then somehow does not go in. What a chance. Now off of the draw. This one goes back to Waugh again, over to Dupont. Dupont into the middle. Riley can't get his backhand through, but Demetrius Riley had a chance there. Now Kamel finds Heiskanen for the odd man rush. Cunnin poked off the puck there by Schaefer, and Schaefer gets it up and out of the zone. Now Heiskanen tied up along the boards by Demetrius Riley, and it goes to Lindell. Picked off by Schaefer. Matt Schaefer the other way finds Waugh. Back into Riley. What a save. Demetrius Riley stoned there. Now Riley fires again, and it goes in. Demetrius Riley for the third grade A chance finally buries the puck and extends this series to 7 games. What entertainment. Demetrius Riley keeps the Predators' playoff hopes alive as this series is not over. What a goal. And we get Nash? I think it's Nash out on the ice, not Nasher, not the YouTuber, but yeah, great chance here, and it goes off of the glove and into the net, but man oh man, chances at both ends, and what a game this one was. 5-4 final. And Ethan Belchetz with the 2 goals, just absolutely carrying this team. The only 2-point player alongside Stamkos. Everybody else factoring in with just 1 point there, but we will take it. A great team effort. So we head to Game 7 as Nashville has managed to find life in a series that looked all but gone. So as we head into Game number 7, we'll start it off. First period, 2-1 Dallas lead as Jake O'Brien and Katzen are able to score. Joakim Kamel gets us 1 back, but we get outshot 14-8. Second period, it's a 4-1 Dallas lead. Things are not looking good here for the Nashville Predators, and we will jump in to probably see what is the season end for the Predators here, down by 3 goals with just 20 minutes left. Again off the draw here. Waugh might be our strongest face-off guy, but he loses that one to O'Brien. Now picked off by Forsberg, back to Schaefer. Schaefer just, for whatever reason, decided to not pass the puck or get the puck in deep, so this will probably be an empty netter. Oh, just misses. Great chance there. Now back to Dupont. Dupont finds Forsberg. Forsberg trying to get it in. Over to Kamel. He just poked off his stick after trying to make too many moves. And O'Brien will get the empty netter, and that'll wrap up this series. 2 seconds left. We don't really need to see the handshakes. This series is just over. Just over. So yeah, a bit of a heartbreaking loss to go out 5-1 after really making a great effort and comeback to try to get back in this series and really, have a chance at winning it. But the Predators just did not have what it takes to really get there, which is okay. That is year 1. That's kind of what we expected from this team. And even though we have, Florida's first-round pick, they're also in the playoffs still, so pretty unlikely that pick turns into anything, really. So, yeah, a little bit of a tough one there to go out like that, but that is how it goes. And we were the last series there, the only one that went to 7 games, as LA, Vancouver, and Colorado are through in 5 or 4 games. The Devils also sweep the Capitals. Leafs 3-6, Red Wings 3-6, and Rangers 3-6. We were the closest series out of all of those. So every single higher seeded team did get through in the first round, which does not always happen, but seems to be the way it is this year. So yeah, after this season, you can see by the progress reports, things are going quite well here overall in Nashville. Not a lot to really be worried or complaining about, as this team is trending the right way for sure. We just need more growth out of those guys that have seen some progression but haven't really gotten there yet. So yeah, fun season for sure here this year in Nashville. Rossou's going to be a warranted addition on the back end here compared to some of our other guys. Bringing in a guy like Viggo Bjorck's going to make a difference. William Lassell might even make a difference. We'll see. We'll see what this team has got in store for next season, as there are lots of young pieces coming up the system, up the pipeline, but we're going to sim to the draft and just see who ends up winning here in the playoffs. And we lose Carter Bear with an injury. That's not great. And we lose Viggo Bjorck with an upper body injury. Yeah, probably not going to be the Admirals' year, if I'm being honest. That just hurts. And there you have it. The Detroit Red Wings and the Lehigh Valley Phantoms are going to be your champions this year. Those are the best teams in the playoffs that managed to claim their championships. And here's a look at the overall NHL playoff tree, as Detroit and New York would go on to win, Detroit and New Jersey would go on to win. Detroit would beat New Jersey, and then of course they would beat Colorado. The team that beat us there, Dallas, just got swept by Colorado in the second round, so not really much of a fight there, which would probably have been our fate too had we gotten through to round 2. But LA out in 6, Vancouver would then lose in 6, and yeah. The Detroit Red Wings, man, they get it done. Alright guys, so this year for awards, Austin Matthews is going to win the Art Ross. Connor McDavid wins the Hart. Adam Fox wins back-to-back Norris trophies. The Lady Byng goes to Artemi Panarin this year. Levi, I always mess up his name, Haminaho wins the Calder. Adrian Kempe on Detroit gets the Conn Smythe. Igor Shesterkin wins back-to-back Vezinas. Juuse Saros in Detroit, along with Trey Augustine, wins the Jennings. Colton Parenko wins the Bill Masterton this year. Our coach, Vlasic, wins the Jack Adams, so let's go. Another award. That's awesome. And then Nico Hischier on the Blues wins the Selke, and Connor McDavid on the Oilers obviously wins the Ted Lindsay, as well as the Rocket. So that's your awards. All right, so we will simulate up to just before the draft day. Obviously, we'll just see who's winning the Maddox Schultz sweepstakes. That's kind of the biggest thing here. So yeah, we'll go up to the 19th, see what happens, and it's going to be the Chicago Blackhawks getting Maddox Schultz. Oh my goodness. So they got Rocco Palazzi last year. They weren't in the top 5 the year before that, and then wow, they haven't been in the top 5 in a while, so it kind of makes sense, actually, that Chicago wins the sweepstakes there, but Vegas, Montreal, Anaheim, and a bunch of other teams probably super mad about that one. Winnipeg's in the top 5, too. Huh. Can't say I saw that one coming, but yeah, Chicago jumps 8 spots to win the number 1 overall pick. And apparently we forgot to upgrade our team store, so I'm going to go do that right now. So taking a peek at the contracts, I never did extensions, and I probably should have, because Steven Ruedl's now 89 overall. And he's developed a ton of X factors. Man, this guy's going to be good. Oh, yeah. That is what we wanted to see. Wheels, 1T, close quarters, big rig, and unstoppable force. Yeah, he's going to want a lot of money. I can guarantee that. Oh, actually, you know what? He's only a $10.8 million contract. 9.2, somewhere in there, and with no clauses either. That's the craziest part. Yeah, okay, let's go 5 by 6.75. If he wants 5 years with us, I'll take it. Again, this Nashville team's in a bit of a weird spot, so we will just go with that. Offer him the 5 by 6.75. That should be a solid deal. That takes him until he's 25. We do have Stamkos and Waugh to re-sign here. Those guys probably shouldn't cost a ton. Evangelista doesn't want to re-sign with us. That is not ideal. I do want to keep him around, but I know we have a bunch of these other young guys coming up that want to play as well. So, yeah, bit of a strange spot for us right now. Goalies cost us literally nothing. Our defense is loaded, even though there's, again, a lot of young defensemen there. Our right wing's kind of stacked as well. We're paying a lot of guys a lot of money on that right wing. Stamkos, I think Stamkos is worth the extension. He had a great year. If we go 2 years, oh, he wants a lot of money. Okay. 1 year at 5.25. I'll take that. That's a solid. But yeah, 5.25 price tag. That's really not all that much for Stamkos. We are going to offer Nicholas Waugh a contract extension too. Oh man, he's got an awesome little deal here. This could go very nicely for us. Let's see, what's his what were his stats like? Pretty good, 49 points. That's solid. And for a big power forward like that, yeah, you know what? 2 years, we can definitely find a spot for him in our lineup. We can even pay him 5.25 or 4.25 for the next 2 seasons, and he just signs it outright. Perfect. But yeah, Steven Riedel is definitely one of the guys I'm most excited about. Matthew Schaefer started to develop some X factors, so that is also great. Again, he's got that extra year on Dupont, but it's not going to be long before Dupont actually properly catches him in overall rating. Also, Alexis Joseph, what a season it was. 87 overall. He's looking great. Belchetz, 85 overall. He didn't have a particularly strong year, but I'm still happy with the 37 points he put up. And then Kamel, again, just kind of underperforming, only 34, but still better than the last couple of years. Demetrius Riley, I was not happy with his 17 points, but that's okay. You win some, you lose some. And then, yeah, we got a guy like Viggo Bjorck to plug and play in this lineup as well, so that's going to be fun. I think William Lassell could be a very good goalie too, but we just, again, have to wait and see what he's truly capable of. Kyle Rossu is just going to be an awesome right shot defenseman. That's just as simple as I can put it. He's going to just physically punish players game after game, which is fun. That's a type of defenseman we probably need in this lineup. JP Hurlburt, I've got high hopes for, but we'll have to wait and see. We don't really need a lot more right or left wingers at this point. Our team is pretty sturdy throughout. And then we're waiting on guys like Novotny and Carter Bear and Zubov to kind of get their acts together down in the minors before bringing them up. So that is the current state of our team. I think that's where we're going to leave it heading up to the draft. We will get retirement done here today as well in this episode, and we do get Stamkos for that price point, which is awesome. And yeah, actually, we'll leave retirement to start next episode. So that's it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to go down below, drop a like, subscribe, hit notifications, and of course, make sure to respond to the comment that I left in the description or in the comment section to get featured in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Etanyos signing out, and until next time.